Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Reselling Rhythms. I'm your host, Adam, with Adam's Exploits. Today, we are fortunate enough to have a special guest on with us. Oh, and of course, I didn't mute my chat. You know if you hear that or not. Let me close that. Can you hear that? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, and I have the mute. Okay, I think I'm all right now. Because I always want to have those two videos open. Okay, so guys, all right, we do have a few people in. Guys, I just got to mute my YouTube chat for some reason. It's still open. It's weird. I don't even see it open. Okay, well, I'm just going to go with that, and we'll continue. And we have several people in here, and I'll just introduce our guests, and we'll get started, and I'll figure out how to mute this chat. Just going to say hello to a few people. Hello to Debbie, Craig, Sanjuana, Michelle. And we'll get started. Our special guest is Rosie, or I should say Crystal, with Rosie's Closet. So what I'm going to do is, since we have quite a few people in, and there's Tracy, we'll get started, and I'll figure out a way to mute my chat, and I'll let Crystal discuss, who she is, a little bit about herself, why she got into reselling, etc. And then we're going to get into a few different things. We're going to talk about the coming update with eBay in April. March, I should say. It's actually starting some of it. We'll discuss that a little bit. So I'm going to switch over to Crystal, and she should be on now. And Crystal, you can start.
Hi, everybody. My name is Crystal. Some people do call me Rosie, so my business is Rosie's Closet. Let's see, I'm married, and I have an 11-year-old son. I've been doing some type of reselling for about 18 to 20 years. My main platform is selling on Poshmark, but I also sell now on eBay, Mercari, Curtsy, a couple other little apps. Like I just opened up a store on Grailed. Yeah, what else?
Okay. Okay. So your predominant platform is Poshmark.
Yes.
Now, why Poshmark? Do you sell, discuss a little bit of what you sell. Do you sell predominantly clothing? Do you do hard goods? What do you typically sell?
I sell about 90% clothing. It's because I started on Poshmark. So Poshmark in the beginning was only women's clothes. And so I was selling about 90% all women's clothing. And then once I got into eBay, then I started selling some other items like hard goods and plush, just about anything that I could make a profit on now that I'm doing eBay.
Mm-hmm. Now, why the plush on, well, I guess you can't sell plush on Poshmark, but did you consider selling it on any of the other platforms like Mercari? Have you tried that at all?
No, I haven't. I really just cross-posted like clothing onto Mercari and some of the other platforms. And I don't have a lot on the other platforms. I've just kind of been testing the waters with some other ones just to see if they're going to benefit me at all, which I haven't had a lot of sales on Mercari, so I haven't put a lot of effort into it.
Yeah, that's the thing. But my understanding is, again, I need to do that as well. I need to, you take the square pictures and then you cross post. Apparently, from talking to other resellers that are more experienced than I am, the way that most people do it is they post to eBay, they use square pictures, and then they cross post to the other platforms. Because I know Poshmark, you need to use a square picture, correct?
Yeah, so I post directly onto my phone, and I take the pictures from my phone. So when I'm using the Poshmark app, the pictures are already square. So I don't change any settings or anything on my camera. I just go right into the Poshmark app and take the pictures through the app, and they're already square, and then I just cross post them everywhere from Poshmark.
Okay. The reason I mentioned Macquarie was I don't know if you know Tanya Thrifty Treasures. She does a lot of plush, and I'm shocked at what she does with plush again. But she understands it. She knows what the source. She knows what's hot, what's cute, why it would sell. I would just look at plush and I would say, I don't know if this is worth anything. Oh, it's $1. Maybe I'll take a shot. It's $1 and it's clean, and But for I mean, Tanya picks stuff up for $2, $3, and she'll even pay like $5, $6 and sell for $40, $50, $60. It's like, who pays $40, $50, $60 for a plush? But she knows it. I mean, that's. Do you have any kind of special things you look for when you try to pick up plush?
I try to look at the dates on the tags.
Okay.
If they still have tags on them, so you want to look for a date. Things that are vintage or worth more. Special characters, like SpongeBob or like Winnie the Pooh, any of the Disney type characters, the older characters like Woodstock and Charlie Brown, all of those are desirable. Like I just found a little stuffed animal. It's going to come out in a video later today, but this little tiny rabbit, and it's from one of those like golden books. I think it was like the vintage golden books.
Okay.
And the rabbit's only maybe 6 inches tall, but he is worth about $35.
Wow.
This little tiny plush. And I probably paid 25 cents for him.
Oh, is that something you got at the bins?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
now you actually have a bins in the Las Vegas area?
Yeah, we have 3 of them here actually.
Wow.
In this little tiny city.
Okay. Like little tiny city. I don't know about how tiny it is, but
the city is tiny. It is actually very small.
Right.
You can get Las Vegas is in the center, and the freeway runs in a large circle this way, and then you have a strip that goes right down the center. So you could go literally in an entire circle all the way back around to my house in like 30 minutes.
Okay.
The whole city. That's not very big.
Yeah,
we have 3 bins here. So they're kind of all over the place. One more on the southwest side, one on the northern side, and then one that's kind of central. And 2 of them are Goodwill.
And all 3 are in Las Vegas? Not like Summerlin or anything?
No, they're all in Las Vegas.
Wow.
So 2 of them are Goodwill, and one of them is a Savers bins.
Oh, Savers has bins. I learned something new today. I didn't know Savers even had bins.
Yeah, I guess they do, because we have one.
They call it like a discount outlet, or do they actually do it by the pound? Sell by the pound like they do it?
It's by the pound.
Okay.
But it's only clothing. They don't really have any hard goods or anything like that. It's only clothing.
Okay, so I tell people if I learn something new every day, I'm a happy person. So I had no idea that Savers even had bins. So not that there's any Savers around here, but
yeah, we have lots of Savers, but that's the only one that has a bins location.
Now, just on a side note, do you ever run into Katie and Vicky?
I have not.
You have not, okay.
No, I have not. But I think they go sourcing on different days than I do. I'm kind of.
Okay, well, that's good. That's why you can pick things up when they're not there and vice versa.
Yeah, yeah. And then
I'm assuming you've seen their channel. They do a lot of thrift hauls and whatnot, so you see what they're picking up. And I know Katie does predominantly men's vintage clothing.
Yeah, I've learned a lot from them, actually.
Yeah.
So hopefully I'm not following behind them, that they've already been there and I'm coming from behind.
Well, that's the thing. If you source on different days, if you ever run into them, what's the thing? Get there early.
Yeah. I haven't actually run into anyone. There's a lot of resellers out here. I've only met one, and that was at the bins, but I haven't really run into anyone else that I've noticed from or that I recognize from YouTube.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, I guess if you have 3 bins though, and you have other thrift stores, I mean, there's a lot of things to source from. I mean, it's
yeah.
Now
there are tons of thrift stores out here. I have a lot of them.
I know. That's the other question, and things are popping on my mind while I'm speaking with you. That's just how things seem to go on my show. Have you ever been to eBay Open?
No, I haven't. I just started eBay last year at
about last year that you started. I know you said you started with Poshmark, but
May, I think it was. Yeah, I think sometime in May. So eBay Open came not too long after that, and I just wasn't
Yeah,
ready
the
to go
end of
to that
July.
yet.
Right.
But I'll probably, I don't know if I'll actually go to eBay Open, but I definitely want to go to some of the different like hangouts or the different meetups.
I'll make you aware of one of the hangouts, the meetups.
Yeah.
Casey always has a meetup,
Yeah.
and I'll invite you to that. So you
Oh,
can
that'd
come
be
in.
awesome.
So yeah, that was fun. We had it. They had it at the was at Mandalay Bay last year. I don't know if they're going to have it at Mandalay Bay this year. And in fact, I asked Casey last night, have you heard anything about the meetups? And he said not the meetups, the eBay Open. And I asked him about the meetups too. That's what it's on my mind. He's going to have a meetup eventually down in Florida somewhere for his VIP group, which I'm a member of. And then he also has a meetup at eBay Open. Last year was at the Mandalay Bay, and there's a property behind it called the Delano, and it was on the top penthouse floor. They have like a restaurant and bar up there.
Oh, nice.
I actually have a video. If you, I mean, not that you need to watch it, but I have a video where I showed. In fact, I have a picture.
I think I watched some. I'm not sure if it was on your channel, but on Casey's channel, because I remember seeing the two of you together.
Right.
So.
Let me. Well, I'm thinking about it. So this is just I'm a fanboy here. Hold on. Let me switch back to May for a second. Okay, so this should be coming up. You guys, can you see that, the picture?
Yeah.
Get a little closer.
Oh, nice.
That's Karin, Jason, Casey, and myself.
Very cool.
Okay.
Yeah, hopefully this year I'll get to meet
back to you. Okay, let me pop my check back up. Okay, so we were talking about sourcing, and we were talking about what you look for. What else do you look for? Do you do predominantly women's clothing, men's clothing, a little bit of both?
Oh, the chat is saying they couldn't see your picture.
Oh, okay. Sorry about that. I'll come back to it later. Yeah, I don't know why I said present to everyone. I don't know why that does. Let me just try it one more time. It says present to everyone. Let me click on you, then I'll click on me and present to everyone. Let me try it again. There we go. Okay, I don't know why it didn't do that, but guys, you should be able to see this now. A little bit of glare. That's Karin, myself. Well, actually, you're going to see it in reverse of what I'm seeing. And so that's Prof Sales Jason, who's now Eat the Elephant. Casey the Rockstar Flipper. Myself and Karin, who's Jason's partner in the business and his partner in life. And I was at the Skyfall Lounge at the Delano at the Mandalay Bay. Okay, let me go back to Crystal. Okay. All right. Now we should be back on you. Let me see.
Okay.
All right. Sorry about that, guys. Rookie mistake. Let me just pop my chat back up. Okay, so I was asking you as far as what you source, where you source, and what things you source. You said you do source some plush, you source clothing. Do you just, I mean, what kind of clothing do you get in Las Vegas? Do you get what we find here, like mid to low end, or do you find some higher end and lower end? I mean, what do you typically find?
It's kind of a mixture. So I'm finding a lot of the regular type mall brands, but that every once in a while you'll find some really high-end items. We have a few outlet stores around town, but none of the prices are really great. But we do get a lot of those higher-end brands. I source mainly women's clothing, but I am trying to get more into men's clothing. And then, you know, I love the plush and some of the toys, so I'll source those. And then I source mainly at Goodwill and the bins, but I do also go to Savers, and then we have another thrift store out here called Desert Industries, so I'll shop there. And then also Salvation Army, I'll shop at that one too.
Do they have their Wednesday half off sales? your Salvation Army?
I don't know. I usually source on Tuesdays, and that's kind of the only day I get to source.
Oh, okay.
So even if they did, I wouldn't be able to go.
Okay. Well, yeah. Well, at least in my region, I know it varies from region to region. Salvation Armies on Wednesdays are half price.
We do have half price days at like Goodwill, but
Okay.
I try to stay away from them because the lines will usually wrap around the store or out the door.
Wow.
So I try not to shop on half price days.
Well, I didn't realize it was that crazy in Vegas for thrifting. Now,
That's
now, you said you haven't run into any other resellers. Are you assuming that most of those people are just shopping for themselves, or not resellers? Or I'm sure there's some resellers.
at the bins, I think it's mainly resellers.
Okay.
At the regular stores, there's a lot of elderly, and Las Vegas has an enormous homeless population. So I think that there are a lot of people there that are either homeless or low income that shop there also.
Okay. I didn't realize that was the case in Las Vegas. I guess because I'm on the Strip all the time, and
Yeah, you don't see it on
you
the
don't see
strip
it.
with all
Yeah.
the glitz and glamour, but when you go
Right.
into the outskirts, the homeless population is really.
And I guess partly because it's the desert too. So I mean, it gets chilly at some nights, but it's not like you would be here in the Northeast where it gets, in the teens and the 20s in some evenings. I guess a cold night there is like in the high 30s.
Yeah,
It's still cold, but
it's still cold. We did actually get snow last week, so we had some snow here. But yeah, nothing like that. The high 30s is probably the coldest that we'll get.
I was actually out in Vegas. So God, it must be 15 years ago, and they actually had a little bit of snow. And I went up to Mount Charleston just
Yeah.
to do a day trip, just to explore.
Hmm.
That's when rental cars were reasonable back in the day. Now I can't even afford to rent a car in Las Vegas. Even if I pick it up on a strip, the prices are just crazy pricey.
It's easier in Vegas to get around with an Uber.
Well, that's what I end up. See, when I used to go back, I used to go twice a year when I wasn't involved in a relationship. I used to go twice a year. My company used to close for a week. I was in a wine. I know I told people before I was in the wine and liquor industry. We used to close for a week in August and a week in January. They used to do inventory and straighten things up in the warehouse and whatnot. And then so I've been there in January and August. Now this is the first time I hadn't been in Vegas in like 7 or 8 years prior to I went to eBay Open last year. And I used I think I used Lyft, and I think I also used Uber. I used them both.
Yeah, those are great services out here.
Oh yeah, I mean, the only problem is you got to figure out where they pick up and drop off, because they typically don't drop off and pick up at the front, lobby, so to speak.
Yeah, that's true. They have different spots where they pick up and drop off, but it's cheaper than using the taxis or like the limo services.
Yeah, and then one day I bought the pass for the bus for the day, and I just ran up and down the strip, and that was fun if you're going to use it for the whole day.
Yeah.
I got there a day early. I actually got there on a Sunday, and I guess the convention didn't start till Tuesday. So, and I think Friday is when I used the bus pass, because I had one extra day, and when the Thursday night was the closing party, and then Friday was a free day. I mean, most people were traveling home. I flew out Saturday morning. Okay. So I used the bus pass. So let me see if there's anything else I wanted to ask you. You said I want you to tell us a little bit about the other platforms. You said you sell on Grail now as well.
Yeah, I started selling on Grailed. So I actually heard Ryan and Allie from Rally Roots.
Right.
They're Ryan's brother, which I can't think of his name at the moment, but Ryan's brother sells a lot of the vintage or streetwear T-shirts on Grailed. So I thought I would check that out. And I had found a piece at the bins that I didn't recognize the brand, but I found the exact same piece on Grailed. So I decided to list it there. But it's kind of like the Poshmark, but just for menswear.
Okay. That's what I thought. Okay. So you do Poshmark, you do a little bit of eBay, you do Grailed, you really don't do Macari. Any other platforms?
No. Curtsy.
Curtsy. Okay, that's something that's been coming up recently.
Yes.
Last few months, I've been hearing about Curtsy. Can you tell us a little bit about Curtsy and your experiences?
Sure. Curtsy is kind of a newer app, and it is kind of a mash between Poshmark and Mercari. So there's a lot of features on that app that you'll find on Mercari, and a lot of features from Poshmark. It is only women's clothing, shoes, and accessories. But I'm sure as they grow, they'll probably expand that too, kind of like how Poshmark did. But it's a similar platform where you can just list on there, take your pictures, put a description, get it listed very quickly, as opposed to like trying to list on eBay where you have all those different drop down things that you have to pick from. It makes it a little more complicated. And there's a couple different options on Curtsy for shipping, but they make it very easy. It's like everything under a pound is this much, over a pound is that much, and that's it.
Okay. How do you spell that? There was a question in the chat. How you spell that platform?
Curtsy is Curtsy, and it's currently only available for iOS for the Apple phones.
Oh, really? And so you only can list from your phone and only from an iPhone?
Yes, you can only list.
Well, you can list from an iPad, but.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
So they do have a desktop version, but it's only for shopping, so you can't list on there yet.
Okay, I think I'd heard that, so I'm glad you brought that up and refreshed our memory. So, now what is the advantages or disadvantages? Now you said it's very similar to Poshmark. Are the fees similar?
The fees are similar. Shipping. Yeah, the fees are similar. I love the shipping because it's so simple. They have the option where you can just direct deposit to your bank, so you get that quickly.
Do people have to give you a review before you can collect, or it just automatically goes like a buy it now? It just automatically goes into your account.
No, you have to transfer it.
But what I'm saying, like with Poshmark, I mean, I don't really do Poshmark, but don't you have to get like people have to like review your sale and then you'll get your money, or you wait like 4 or 5 days and then you can get it?
Oh yes, that's the same with Mercari. So you have to wait for the review. If they don't leave a review, then after 3 days, then your funds are released. But on Curtsy, as soon as your package starts tracking, then you get paid.
Okay.
So you don't have to wait for a review.
Okay, so I learned 2 things today.
Yeah.
So I wasn't. I mean, I had heard of Curtsy, but I didn't realize how it functioned and what the processes were. That's good.
Another cool feature that I like about Curtsy too is they have a, I believe it's called a coins program. So for every item that you list, you get 2 coins. For items that you sell, you get a number of coins. If you get a 5-star feedback, then you get a number of coins. And after you have, I believe it's 60 coins, you can use that towards $5 off a purchase. So you have to purchase on their app, but you get $5 off. So you can collect these coins and use it to buy other inventory if you wanted to.
That's nice. That's a nice feature.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm trying to see if there's anything else. We talked about where you source, what you source, what platforms you sell on. Do you have any particular, again, this is just sharing your insights. Do you have any kind of particular strategy when you go into thrift? I mean, I know you thrifted the bins. That's totally different. That's a different animal. But when you source at a thrift store, you have like a process that you do. Like first I go into the women's clothing, or first I go to the hard goods, or first I go to the plushes. Do you have like a routine that you follow?
I do. I kind of have a mindset of what I need or what I want, I guess, in my inventory. So when I'll go into the thrift store, I might be looking for shoes. Like if my inventory in shoes is low, then that might be something that I'll just go and only look for shoes that day. Like there was one particular day I went into Goodwill and I only wanted to source kids items because I didn't have enough kids stuff in my Poshmark store. And I ended up spending the entire time only in plush. So I bought a whole cart full of plush and didn't do any shopping in the kids' clothes.
Okay.
So I try to stick to a plan, but it doesn't always work that way.
Now when you ship your shoes, I guess you sell them on Posh because it's easier to ship with Posh with the shoes?
I pretty much cross-post everything now from Posh back and forth to eBay. And then, a couple specialized items or individual items on the other platforms. But shipping shoes is the easiest on Poshmark.
What do you use when you ship shoes on eBay? Do you use Pirate Ship at all?
I do use Pirate Ship. It depends on the shoe, I guess. If it is in a box, then I will use Pirate Ship, and then I'll keep the box and put it inside a poly mailer.
Box in the bag, the old box in the bag, right?
in a bag. Yeah, it's a lot cheaper to ship it that way.
Now, I mean, I've hear, Jason Deason talks about it, how he ships shoes, box in the bags. Isn't it like $8 or $9 or it's very reasonable, right?
Yeah, it's very reasonable. I've noticed I've saved several dollars shipping it that way as opposed to doing it on eBay. So it's not just a dollar, it's usually like $2 or $3 difference shipping
Right.
it
And
that
so if
way.
you're doing any kind of volume, I mean, obviously that adds up.
Yes. Yeah, it does.
Okay, that's something I need because like I'm not really experienced on. I know Michelle, who's normally in our chat as a moderator. I don't see her today, but she kind of understands pirate ship better than I do. But I know get somebody that's really experienced with pirate ship because I use it now because I'm not doing a lot of volume.
Mm-hmm.
It's always cheaper than PayPal, Kathleen. Sometimes it's the same as eBay though. So what I do is I go back and forth. And it seems like since the price increases went up at USPS, pirate ship is not always cheaper.
Usually on items that are under a pound, the price will be the same as it is on eBay. But if it's over a pound, and it depends on the dimensions. So it's cheaper on pirate ship if you're able to use cubic rate shipping. So it really depends on the dimensions of your box or the dimensions of your bag. So the smaller you're able to get, like in a square, because it's by cubic dimensions, then the cheaper it will be, and it will be cheaper on pirate ship to ship cubic rate than it is to ship like a priority or a first class.
Now with the cubic shipping, there's some requirements, right? Isn't there like certain size bags or like the maximum size that you can use?
I don't know if there's a maximum, but yeah, certain sizes put it in different categories.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't know if it's like 16 by 12 or something. Again, I'm not an expert on pirate ship, but I know I've heard other sellers talking about it.
Yeah, I don't know exactly what the dimensions are either,
there's
but
Michelle.
I'll usually,
okay.
If it's over a pound, I'll usually check on eBay and then I'll check on pirate ship, and I do that every time just to make sure. And sometimes it's less, but it's usually considerably less, not just,
Right.
50 cents. It's usually a couple of dollars less. But I check it every time if it's going to be over a pound.
Yeah. And Michelle says that she uses pirate ship for international shipping. Okay, I didn't realize that they even. I guess because they use USPS, you could ship internationally, but I didn't even think about that. Now, can you do the Michelle? Can you do the cubic shipping with the international shipping as well? Does that work with pirate ship? Michelle is one of my moderators in the chat. I guess you have your chat pulled up on the other screen if you can see that.
Yeah, I'm not sure about the international shipping. I use the global shipping program on
Use USP.
Yeah, so I haven't really gotten into a lot of the international shipping yet.
Okay, I guess Michelle is. I don't know if Michelle's going to answer. I guess eventually will. Use stamps.com. Okay, and I know there's other services, but they actually charge like a monthly fee, so that's why I use pirate ship. The other advantage I see with pirate ship is that you can tie it to a credit card. So I actually have mine tied to a rewards credit card. So, and I tell my sellers, I discuss this openly. I have some medical issues going on, so I don't do the volume like I should be doing. But that's why I use pirate ship, because back in the day I was top rated, and now I'm like between top rated and whatever the next level is, in good standing or whatever. So I don't typically get the discount, but for some reason, even though I'm not top rated, I'm getting the discount with eBay, which before I wasn't. So I don't know what happened, but for some reason I get the discount now on eBay with shipping, even though I'm not technically not top rated. I'm just, in good standing or whatever it is. I meet all the metrics. It's just I don't meet the dollar volume. So, I have all, my tracking's uploaded on time and I get everything out and all that stuff. So it's just a function of that. Okay, so we discussed all about that. So let's go to, I just want to discuss, we're only at about a half an hour here. Things are moving pretty quickly. So I told you I wanted to discuss a little bit about the spring seller update. So we're going to try to pull this up, guys, and we'll go to my screen, hopefully. Okay, it should be on me. And then we'll do a share screen here.
I think it's still on me.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Okay, let me cancel that. Okay, I wonder why that's okay. You, Rosie, you present to everyone.
There you go.
Okay. Okay. That's nice to have a guess. All right. Let me go to the share screen and we'll talk about the spring seller update. We'll pull that up. Okay. All right. You should be seeing my spring seller update now, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm just going to discuss a few things here, guys, and then get Crystal's input on some of these. Both she and I have said that we've looked into it a little bit, but we really haven't got into a lot of the details. But there are some kind of interesting features. Again, if you sell on eBay, you shouldn't receive this in your messages. They sent out 2 messages. I haven't watched Casey the Rockstar Flipper did a video on this as well. Apparently there was some kind of issue with what the information they sent out, and then they updated it. This is the second message I received. But this is basically this spring seller update will happen in late April, but a lot of these things are happening mid-March. Okay, so they're talking about some of the improvements. Right now, there's eBay is offering, you're able to send offers to buyers who are following your items. That's on a limited basis. I guess they would kind of did like a soft opening on that. So come mid-March, I believe, is when it's going to happen, that it should be available to all sellers. Again, this is some of the other things that in active listings directly in Seller Hub. The things I want to say, this buyers offers to buyers is what I was interested in. The big brouhaha issue that I have, and I don't know how I feel. I mean, I kind of feel negatively, and some people think that it's not a big issue, but eBay is changing all 30-day buy it now listings to good till cancel listings. Now, basically what that means is if you have something listed and it didn't sell after 30 days, it will automatically renew and you will get charged, it can against your allotted listings, or you will get charged a fee, insertion fee. One of the issues that I have with this is that when I would sell similar from expired listings, it would give me a little bit of a bump with the Cassini, which is the eBay's algorithm. Now I won't get any bump if I don't list something new. I guess I could tinker with some listings. The other issue with that is that what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to put some kind of notation. If you guys aren't using the SKU, there's a hidden SKU field where you can put information in. A lot of sellers put in like when they purchased the item, how much they purchased it for. They put the location. So what I'm going to do is I'm always going to put in the listing date and then the prices that I started it at in that SKU, and then I can follow it that way. So what I can do is I can go in periodically and update these listings, check pricings, check my keywords, etc. That's why I like 30-day listings, because they would expire after 30 days, and I could go in and look at them and say, okay, do I need to adjust the price? Do I need to change my keywords? Do I need to change my pictures? Now they're just going to be rolling over. So that's something you're going to have to get in the habit of checking. The other thing was Terapeak, which again, I'm not an expert on Terapeak, but that has to do with pricing. I'm going to scroll down to that. Terapeak, that was a paid service, and eBay purchased Terapeak. And they're going to make it available as a feature if you have a store. So let me just see here. That's the good till canceled. Inventory optimization. Okay, here's Terapeak. Starting in mid-March, Terapeak, an eBay Insights tool that uses supply, demand, and pricing data to help you determine what to sell, when to sell it, and at what price, will be free to basic, premium, anchor, and enterprise eBay store subscribers. In mid-March, eligible sellers will begin receiving email invitations to use Terapeak for free. Starter store subscription and non-store sellers can subscribe to Terapeak on a monthly or yearly basis. So obviously that's a fee-based issue there. Terapeak uses recent eBay sales data and price trends to help you optimize your listings and improve your sales velocity. Then there's a hot link that you can click on where you can learn more about Terapeak. Just let me click on that just real fast. If it's nothing too complicated, we can look through that real fast. Okay, so basically this is just tells you about what Therapeutic is. That tells you, I guess, what the hot products are to sell on eBay. Helps you list more effectively and generate more sales. Again, this is just a recap of what that said in the previous screen. So let me get out of that. Crystal, did you want to discuss any of this as far as your insights on this?
I'm still learning eBay, but as far as the good till canceled, that's what I've always had on my listings. So I don't really see that you know, is a big scare for me. I've been using good till canceled since I started, and I haven't really done it any other way. I do use that SKU feature. That's how I keep track of my inventory. So I have numbers that I use on my inventory boxes, and that's how I track my inventory. And I'll put it in the SKU on eBay, or the custom ID on eBay, and then I just put it in the title on my Poshmark listings.
Okay. Do you also put in the various platforms that you list with that SKU? Do you put like variations for Poshmark and?
I do. Yes, I have a different letter sequence for each platform. And so my inventory number, well, each box has just a number. So I might put an inventory item as 10 PE, which would be like 10 Poshmark eBay.
Oh, great. Okay.
So I know where everything's listed and make sure that I pull it down off of the other platforms.
That's a good tip. Yeah, I mean, that's when I start cross-posting, that's what I'm gonna have to do, because that's the way you create. I mean, as far as creating, you know, spreadsheets and whatnot, to me, it's just easier to do it that way. I mean,
yeah,
some people are very organized that way. I'm not. So you got to know your strengths and weaknesses.
I tried the spreadsheet thing, but I forget to check it. So it's like I'll just pull it off of eBay, and then I'll forget that it's on the other platforms doing it that way. So I had to come up with a different system. So this one's working right now.
That works well for you? Good.
Yeah. Yeah, it does.
Okay. A couple other things when they ask you, and then we'll get into, we'll close things down here. Do you have any bolos that you would like to offer to the viewers? Do you have anything? I know you said you sell plush. I mean, you discussed a little bit about plush, what you look for.
Yeah.
Any kind of women's clothing that you find on a regular basis that you'd be surprised that sells quickly and for a decent profit, or any suggestions?
Well, I'm still learning a lot of brands. So
I mean, it could be on Poshmark as well. I mean, just doesn't have to be eBay. It could be Poshmark as well.
What I try to look for is quality. So when you're touching and feeling the fabrics, you just want to look for quality. If you're not familiar with the brands, if you know that you have a quality fabric like silks or leathers, those are going to sell, and they'll sell for a decent profit. I found a dress. Let me see if I can find it really quick. It's here in this pile because I just did a haul video. Let's see if I got it here. So I didn't recognize the brand at first. So if you can see the tag there, it's Lauren Moffett.
Okay, I wasn't familiar with that at all.
Neither was I. So I picked up this dress, but it looked to have kind of an Anthropologie, which is like a real trendy,
right,
young hipster type store. So it had that Anthropologie vibe. Plus the fabric feels really luxurious. So I knew that I had found something here. I didn't know what.
Okay, but you knew from the quality of the material, right?
Yeah, the quality and the material. And sometimes you'll find like little things like a zipper might have the brand's logo on it or the brand name on it. That's a good.
That's a sign that's a higher end.
To know that it's higher end.
Okay.
Or if the brand is on like a button or a snap or something, then you'll know it's higher end, because all of those little things cost money for companies.
True.
So when you can find that, you know you might have something. So usually at the bins, though, I don't look anything up. I just don't have the time, and there's just too much. So
oh yeah, I mean, your cost would be what, $1.50 maybe for that?
Maybe, yeah.
So take a shot.
So when I got home and I looked this up, this dress retails for $322.
Oh my word!
I know, it's so.
And it looks
beautiful.
like it's in pretty good shape.
It is. It has a couple of small stains on it. Like there's one right here. but I'll probably take this to the dry cleaners because it
Sure.
is worth so much, and just have them take.
What are they reselling for?
I haven't found one for sale. I just found the
Okay.
retail one, so I haven't found it for resale. But this one, it looks like it's maybe been worn once. So I don't know. I'll try to get at least $100 out of it.
Wow.
So yeah,
There's
just
nothing
look
wrong
for
with turning $1 into 100.
yeah,
Right?
just look for quality fabrics, quality materials, and like those little details to kind of give you an idea if you're not familiar with the brands.
Yeah, I hear that a lot from especially women sellers. I mean, because they know clothing better than I do. I just know brands from men's clothing. I don't really know. I mean, I kind of know like Ralph Lauren, and I don't buy Brioni and those high end and Gucci and that kind of stuff. But I know like the mid higher quality things. I don't like the super premium.
Yeah.
Back in the day, to me, Tommy Bahama was super high quality, and now, my understanding is, it doesn't even sell very well. Back in the day, Lacoste used to sell well.
Yeah, those brands don't anymore, and I think
Right.
it's just because the market is so saturated with them.
Right.
So those are still luxury brands, but you want to look for like specialized pieces. So like a Lacoste, but maybe with a collaboration with another brand, like a Lacoste and I don't know, like a Ralph Lauren or something. Maybe did a collaboration
Right.
and just had a special couple pieces. So that might be something to look for instead of just a Lacoste.
Okay. Just in my mind, I'm thinking about, Casey does different bolos, and he has, in his VIP group, he lists, things to look out for. Have you ever run into a Robert Graham shirt in the wild? Have you ever found that? Are you familiar with Robert Graham?
I'm familiar, but no,
Okay.
I haven't found any Robert Graham.
I thought maybe in Vegas there'd be some Robert Grahams. Some people that hang out at the nightclubs have some Robert Grahams.
Maybe. Maybe
Okay.
I'm on the wrong side of town. I don't know.
No, I don't know. I never find stuff like that. I mean, like I said, I find all the Gaps and the mall brands, and I get all excited. I find something, and I'll find something that I think's like premium, and then I'll get it home and I'll find a stain on it, or a tear on it, or the zipper's broken or something to that effect. Because we all know the lighting is terrible in a lot of these thrift stores. So what I do is I learned the hard way. I used to go to the front of the store and look in the window. I get in the window in the sunlight and try to inspect everything.
Yeah, a lot of times you can't find anything until you get home and put it in front of your lights to take pictures.
Exactly, to take pictures of
all
it.
The stains pop out.
We've all been there and done that.
Yeah.
Okay. One last question for you, which I know a lot of the other resellers that have interview shows ask this question. Do you have any special apps or websites that you could recommend?
Any special apps or websites?
Right.
Not really. I use Pirate Ship again.
Right. I was saying you use Pirate Ship. I was going to right.
Pirate Ship, and then just to do my sourcing, I use the eBay app to look things up. I use the Walmart app when I go to Walmart because their app has a scanner on it, so I'll scan things at Walmart, and Target has a scanner also, so I'll scan at Target.
Yeah, I brought that up in one of my shows, I guess 2 or 3 shows ago. I brought that up because I kept having issues when I tried to do retail arbitrage at Walmart, and they would just throw stuff on the shelf in the clearance section. I have no idea what the price was. And I go around looking for a scanner. I couldn't find one. And then I would ask the clerk for a scanner, and they would tell me where it was. I'd go over, and half the time it'd be broken. So last like 4 or 5 months, I've seen all the clerks are like pulling out their smartphones and like they're scanning stuff. It's like, what's this? And so I found out from watching other reselling shows that Walmart has a scanner app. And then somebody brought it up in my chat as well about Targets. The reason I had to bring up Target is because they're anti-reseller.
I haven't had a problem at Target.
Okay.
But you can also shop online with Target and just pick it up in the store and kind of avoid that problem. But there's also, if you shop online and then you pull it up on your app, it'll tell you exactly what aisle to find that item on, so you can kind of get in and out of the store quickly without anyone suspecting you're a reseller.
That's a great tip too. I wasn't aware of that. So if you go on Target, it would actually, so that means if you purchase it, or you just research to see if the store has it?
Put it in your cart.
Put it in your cart.
Yeah, if you want to research it on your desktop, then you can put it
Okay.
in your cart. Go to the store, and the app will recognize what store you're at. So then it'll tell you exactly what aisle to find that item on.
Wow. Okay. Learned 3 or 4 things today.
Yeah.
I have to go back and watch this over again. I always do it to see if I can improve myself. But
Yeah.
I mean, I wasn't aware of that. That's a great tip.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay. Were there any questions in the chat that Chris and I might have missed? Kathleen or Michelle, did we miss any questions that I might have not answered while we were talking here? If you guys can just pop in the chat if there's anything we may have missed.
I think there was one back up a little bit that I missed about cross-posting from eBay to Poshmark.
Okay.
Yeah, they had asked about tips from cross-posting from eBay to Poshmark. Well, I do everything the opposite way. I cross-post everything from Poshmark to eBay. But I've noticed Poshmark, you can ask higher dollar for certain pieces. My stores run a little bit differently on eBay. On eBay, I put everything as free shipping. So my eBay prices look a little bit higher. In reality, they're about the same because on Poshmark, you pay shipping, whereas eBay, it's free shipping. So I mark my prices up a little bit higher on eBay, but they work out to be about the same. But the biggest thing about Poshmark is the social aspect of the platform. You can't just list your items there and just leave them and expect them to sell. So Poshers, they want sales, they want deals, they want bundles, and they want that social aspect of like chatting and sharing and all that. So you really have to be active in your closet to sell on that platform. So I share my closet twice a day, and that's my entire closet. And it takes me anywhere from like 30 to 45 minutes to share the whole closet because I have like almost 500 listings. So it takes me a long time, but I share my entire closet twice a day. And every time I get a liker on an item or a heart on an item, I will send a private offer, and your private offers can be like 10% off or something like that. And I make a lot of sales that way. I'll also offer like bundle discounts because Poshers love to bundle and kind of save on shipping. So, but that's a great way to get people in your closet and to pick several items instead of just one, bundle it together to save the shipping, and then you get a better sale that way. But Poshmark, you have to be social. You can't just list it and forget it.
That's one of the reasons I don't do Poshmark, but eventually I'm going to have to. But so you spend upwards of 90 minutes a day just sharing your closet.
I do, yeah.
Okay, but I mean, I guess obviously it's paying off for you.
Yeah, that's really my main. It's
kind of like with eBay. I mean, it's like list or perish. So I guess with Poshmark, it's kind of like share your closet or perish.
Yeah.
I mean, if you don't share, I mean, and then my understanding is sharing other people's closets doesn't really benefit you. It might get them to follow your closet, but it doesn't really benefit you in sales. When you share your own closet, that's when it helps with your sales.
It doesn't really benefit you in sales. It just kind of benefits you as in followers.
Right.
It's kind of a courtesy if someone's sharing your closet to go check out theirs and maybe share a few things. So I just do it as a courtesy, but I don't focus my attention on sharing other people's items. My focus is on sharing mine. So I spend all of my time sharing my items and sending out offers.
Right. Okay. There was a question I will post. I had an issue, guys. Long story short, I'll share you a little bit about the quirks of YouTube. My notices weren't going out. You guys know that I always complain the notices weren't going out. I found out from talking to Casey, the Rockstar Flipper, there's an advanced button you have to click on and set that up. Well, I set that up from my cell phone when I was out having breakfast this morning, and then it wouldn't let me bring Rosie in because what we use to share these group videos is Google Hangouts. So it wouldn't let me use the Google Hangouts. So I had to redo the whole setup. So I will put Rosie's Crystal, Rosie's Closet. I was going to say Rosie's Closet is her YouTube channel. Her name is Crystal or Rosie.
Or Rosie.
Or Rosie.
It's a nickname that I've had since elementary school. So a lot of people do know me as Rosie, but my name is Crystal.
Right. So the name of her YouTube channel is Rosie's Closet, and as soon as the video uploads to YouTube, I will edit that and I'll put in her YouTube channel. She just recently, I guess, within the last couple months, she started doing videos on a regular basis, right?
Yeah, pretty much. Like the last 6 months, maybe I've started.
6 months, and a lot of useful information. So that's why, I mean, I've seen her in the other groups, and she's very knowledgeable, and she seems like me, like she enjoys sharing and helping people. So that's why I wanted to have Crystal on my channel. So guys, I will list her channel, and you do yourself a favor and subscribe to her because she does produce some good content.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, everyone. I'm going to do my closing since I told you Jason doesn't do the closing anymore. So I'm going to have to come up with a new closing. But I'll use my Proud Sales, who's now Eat the Elephant. He does his new clothing is something about eat the elephant one bite at a time or something to that effect. But when he was Proud Sales, he used to say good sales to you. So I just want to say good sales to everyone that's here, whether it be on my live or the replay. And again, my channel, typically the Reselling Rhythms, is typically going 3 p.m. on Wednesdays Eastern time. I try to have guests on as much as possible. I think you guys will agree that Crystal brought a lot of good information to the channel, and that's why I'm here, and that's why hopefully you're here. Again, I told you guys I'd like this to be kind of a social outlet for you guys to say hello to your friends, but also to provide some content and educate, myself and my viewers. So I think we did a nice job of that today. And again, I wanted to thank Crystal. Again, the guys, like, subscribe, comment, and I am approaching rapidly, hopefully, the 500 subscriber mark. I told you guys when I get to the 525, I'm going to do a giveaway. So I'm just a few short of 500, but again, you gain some subscribers, you lose some subscribers. So when I'm comfortably at that 525 mark, I'm going to do a giveaway. So Crystal, if you just will stay for 1 minute after the stream ends. And
sure.
Guys, I just want to thank you all for being here.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Adam, for having me. We'll have to do it again sometime. I enjoyed this.
Sounds great. Okay, guys, we'll talk to you later. Thanks again. Bye now.
Bye.